So what we're looking at here is a naked chart. And page one of my page one of the Money Flow book says the Money Flow trading system is fractal. A fractal is a never-ending pattern. Fractals are indefinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating a simple process over and over in an ongoing feedback loop. Driven by recursion, fractals are images of dynamic systems, the pictures of chaos. Geometrically, they exist between our familiar dimensions. Fractal patterns are extremely familiar since nature is full of fractals. For instance, trees, rivers, coastlines, mountains, clouds, seashells, hurricanes are abstract fractals. Even patterns of weather, right? Fractals. And so when I began putting together the Money Flow, it was trying to give me a way to understand the chaos of the market and make sense of these repeating patterns that we see. There's lots of ways for people to try to understand the repeated patterns. There's things such as what we call, this here is a simple price chart, right? Each one of these bars is 1 day. Now, you may be more familiar. A lot of people, when I see their charts, they're kind of doing the, candlesticks. And so these are bars and not candlesticks. There's really no difference between a bar and a candlestick. Some people are into reading patterns in these, one candle, 3 candle patterns, 4 candle patterns. They might look at a chunk here and based on the first candle and the second candle, try to figure out some sort of pattern or reversal pattern, right? Money Flow, you don't need to do that. That's not what we're doing. I think you saw yesterday, I'm preparing to do another boot camp. When I do these 1 hour ones, we try to cover, there's 6 components to the Money Flow trading, system. 6, not 1. It's not price above one line that makes your decision. That's not what it's based on. It's based on 6 independent inputs and what stage a market is in. And so when I talk about stage, what you're going to hear me talk about is this pattern right here. And there's 6 things that I'm looking at when I look at a stock, really technically 7, to try to determine what stage the stock is in. And obviously, if it's in a stage 4 declining, I don't want to buy it. That makes sense? I want to wait. Doesn't mean I necessarily want to sell it, but I don't necessarily want to add to it if it hasn't stopped dropping, right? That just makes common sense. So if I can figure out how to determine what stage a stock is in and what possibly that stock is valued, then these indicators right here kind of help me do that. And these are the 6, you'll hear me talk about the 6 points of the Money Flow. The 5, and we'll get into these. The 5-day exponential moving average, 10-day exponential, 20-day simple, the RSI, support and resistance, and MACD. Help me determine this, where we're at in this cycle. And so these little squiggly lines you see right here, those are the individual bars that we're seeing right here, okay? I'm going to have an upcoming boot camp. The boot camps I do are different than maybe some others that you've seen. They're in live time, meaning that the lessons aren't live. That confuses people. The lessons aren't at a certain time. They're when I do them during the day. What I mean by the boot camp is in live time, meaning I'm going to use live market conditions to teach the course. So we'll have a video and a whiteboard or so on, say, support and resistance, or the 4 stages, what we're fixing to talk about here, right? And we'll do it around stocks that I'm seeing in real time. And then we'll take trades, either as you can do them as for fun, or you could do them for real. Just make sure you follow the rules. We do those in real time, right? And then I keep you abreast of where we're at. Like, are we selling? What are we doing? We taking profits? What are we doing? That's what I mean by real time. The actual training is not in real time. The actual training is a recorded video that I email you and text you. And it lasts for 30 days. And over 30 days, I try to break down what I'm going to teach you real quick in 1 hour today, because it's a lot of information to try to take in 1 hour, okay? So that won't be starting for like another couple weeks. I don't have an exact date on it yet. Yesterday, I offered a little flash sale, which will end here shortly. If you wanted the content from the last one, what you would be missing is the live commentary on the stocks that we traded in real time, but you'd have all the training videos and you'd have it for 60 days. So if you want that, that's available. 49 bucks. You just PayPal it to me. The link I send you will stay up for 60 days. You can take your time with it and go through this material where I try to explain each of these parts a little slower. So what you're looking at here, if you notice, let's draw this to kind of maybe make this make sense. You see what I'm seeing here? So you're seeing this pattern, price coming down, going over, going up, going over, coming down, going over, coming up, going over, coming down, going over. Now we're what? Now we're going up, right? Now you may say, yeah, well, now some of this you just have to work with me, okay? What the other 6 parts of the money flow are doing, you can't sign up for the boot camp yet, okay? It's not, I don't have dates, so I'm not going to take any sign-ups yet. Just, it'll be coming and I'll post it. But a lot of times I get people that they just want to learn some shit. So if you want to buy the last one, you can. If you want to wait on the next one, totally cool. So what I'm looking at here is this pattern here. And so what I'm looking for is stocks to set up in this pattern. Now, that doesn't mean stocks don't do other things. Plenty of stocks do other things. But what I'm trying to do is narrow in my world, narrow in my sight. And the closer I can get what I'm trading to look like this, the easier the trading gets for me. Okay, I like to trade easy. I just like to make easy money. I don't want it to be complicated. I don't want to go to bed worrying about a stock or overthinking it. And so what I'm looking to do is to catch them inside of this pattern. What I'd like to catch it is after a big sell-off, it starts to kind of go sideways. And there's two spots you can buy at. If you have my ebook, The Money Flow, it primarily focuses on the breakout. And people say, well, why don't you cover all of it? Because it's one book, bro. We ain't covering the whole damn universe in one book. It takes a minute. Need a book 2, book 3, book 4, right? So the purpose of the Money Flow trading system book is to really explain to you how I'm using these, how we're bringing these indicators together, and how we're catching the stage 2. The stage 2 is the easiest, okay? And once you master the stage 2, stage 1, it gets a lot easier. I think it's tough for you to trade if you're trying to learn to catch the bottom. It's just a harder way to learn. Now, some people can do it, but you want to make sure you have the basics down of a price chart. This is stockcharts.com that I use. You can see right here. I like this company. It works. It looks the exact same on my phone as it does on the computer. I like it mobile. You have zero chance of ever being a good trader without charts. Let's just be real. Like zero. Like it's just completely ridiculous. A lot of you guys trying to save some money, you got free charts looking like a retard. Like you can't have free charts, man. You need to use real charts, okay? Trying to save $15 a month while you spend money on lunch, but don't want to buy any charts. That doesn't make any sense to me, okay? You got to get charts. You need to be able to see shit that we're going to put on here. And if you can't put all 6 of the indicators, dude, it's embarrassing. Like, what are you doing? Like, get the real charts. So enough on that. And the reason I harp on that is I want you to be successful, man. I want you to do good. Because if you do good, then you're probably going to throw stocks my way. My prosperity prospers 10,000 people. Their prosperity prospers me, right? So if I can't help you, and if you won't listen, then how are you going to help me? Like, it don't make any sense. So I'm trying to equip people to be stock assassins. And you say, why would you do that? Because then I got friends all over the world that send me stock tickers and I can get rich, right? Does that make sense? This is one of the few places where if you help other people, they will in turn help you. And that's how it works, man. So that was the ultimate goal when I started teaching this stuff. It wasn't to make some money selling a book or a course. It was to make money actually trading stocks, okay? This pattern that I talk about ad nauseum changed my trading life. I didn't have this pattern for the longest time. I was just out there trading, man. I'm just out in the street trying to make some money. No pattern, no blueprint. I'm doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, following articles, hot stock tips, following gurus, just trying anything I could do. Sometimes I get lucky and sometimes I wouldn't. And it was through the process of, reading and studying that I started coming across different people. And I came across a guy named Stan Weinstein. And Stan Weinstein had this book, and he looked at from a bigger picture, but he said that the market moved in 4 stages. Well, I'd heard people say the market moves in 3 stages, sideways, up, or down. In other words, market can only do one of 3 things. It can go sideways, go up, or go down. That's it, right? And I was like, but he added in a third or a fourth component to it. And when something as simple as that blew my mind, completely changed. So anybody that's learned to trade from me and got this concept, I saved you years and years and years of heartache. So this concept of price moving sideways prior to a breakout and moving sideways at the top prior to a breakdown turned me almost overnight from a struggling trader to I don't want to say understanding, but being in what I call the money flow, being in flow with the markets, and everything made sense to me then. And I realized the market is chaos. Nobody knows where it's going. They don't know if it's going up. They don't know if it's going down. So whenever you meet someone that's pretty convinced of something, they're either delusional, stupid, or trying to sell you something. We don't know. There's too many inputs. There are millions and millions of people playing this game, and you can't begin to think what those million of people are going to do. You don't know what they're going to do. So as we look at the markets, we have to understand that. That's why I open with the markets are fractal. So as I began to learn this from him, these 4-stage concept, he was doing it on a bigger picture, like on a 30-day, 40-day chart. What I realized, and he wasn't teaching this, and I don't know, I'm sure he saw it. I don't know why he didn't use it. I began to see the same pattern play out on a daily chart, on a 5-minute chart, on a 1-hour chart, right? And I was trying to day trade at the time, and I was seeing this pattern play out during the day on a 5-minute chart, a 1-minute chart. And then I realized if I backed it up to a daily chart, instead of trying to make $1, $2, $3, I could make $100 per share, right? That I could make crazy money if I could figure out this pattern. And instead of trying to bust my ass every day to pick up pennies and catch a buck here and a buck there, why don't I just catch $100 moves, $50 moves? And that's what it began to help me do. Let's look at one look at Discover. If this thing wants to run like this, and notice there's no indicators, nothing. This is a naked chart. If this thing wants to just run and run and run and run, why would you sell it? Just let it run, 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 and run. Well, I needed a way to tell me that, right? So I think this is chapter 12 in the previous boot camp. If you bought that yesterday, chapter 12, the runaway stock. It's how to handle a stock that runs away. And so I needed a strategy that would answer all of these questions, but I needed some fundamental beliefs. And one was stocks move in 4 stages. Stocks are moving up and stocks are moving down, trying to seek true value, right? So you have this battle, this chaotic battle between bulls and bears. And what they're trying to discover is true value. We're all trying to come to a consensus of what we think a stock is worth here or in the future. And now, that gets tougher when we talk about a stock that gets real easy, let me put it that way, when we're talking about a stock like, let's say, Gilead. Gilead is easy to value. Why? Because it's a big company, right? It's a really big company, and we can put a fundamental value on it. It gets trickier when we talk about a company like Band, like I was just looking at. This is a growth momentum stock. And so if this stock can grow, this is why Tesla's gone up so high. If there's a general belief that people think they're going to grow into their valuation, I mean, yeah, it's trading at a premium now, but because in the future it will be the dominant player, then there's no limit to how high it can go. And so we have to ask ourselves, are we trading AT&T, which is like turning the Titanic, or are we in a speedboat? And that's the best way to think of your stocks. A penny stock might be a jet ski, right? A jet ski, just hauling ass, can do 120 miles an hour on this jet ski. But, a stock like Exxon, well, that ain't going to go up 100% in one day, right? What was it? So like OVSV was one of our penny stocks from the other day. Look, it goes from $2 in one day to $4, 100% return in one day. That shit is not happening in AT&T ever. It is never, ever going to happen. You're never buying AT&T and 2 days later, it's up 100%. Never. There are no Dow stocks that you're going to buy that in 2 days can go up 100%. None of them at all, ever, are going to do that. So if you're trading a small account and you're trading these big ass stocks, you got to understand the limitation, meaning you're using a small money and you're trying to drive a big ship, right? So you might want to think about, maybe I need to get on a jet ski. Like maybe I need to move between these big boats, right? So you got to understand when you're looking at the money flow and you're looking at this chart, this pattern, we have to ask ourselves, and we're looking at value, what type of stock are we trading here? Because that will affect the other points of the 6 things that we're going to talk about. Could affect your stop loss. I don't need a stop loss on AT&T. I don't need a stop loss on Discover, right? I don't need stop loss. This is not Forex, okay? Can't blow your account out on a stock moving 2% a day, right? You can't blow your account out trading Exxon. That's not what we're doing here. So a lot of times when I get new traders and I start trying to teach them swing trading, they're coming at this shit with all kind of Forex stuff in their head where you need hard stops and trailing stops. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't buy stops that we need trailing stocks. That's not what the money flow is doing. Now, you might create a version of that, but that's not what I do. So there is no trailing stop, none of that shit, okay? Because I'm only buying stocks that I expect to go up. Maybe you don't. Maybe you buy stocks and you're afraid they're going down. I don't do that. Maybe that's a confidence thing. Maybe that's an ego thing. Maybe that's a skill set thing. But I don't buy shit I anticipate going down. So if it goes down, I'm shocked. If it goes down, the market is turned on me. That's a different part of the money flow. Like we track what the overall market is, okay? Now, some people will hear that and they think, well, that's crazy, dude. I know, because you were a day trader and you're taking really large positions and you have to protect that money. I get it. That's not what we're doing here. I got 40 trades going and I'm a pretty damn good stock picker. So if one's moving against me, I got 8 others going up. So it's not as big a deal when you get inside the way I do it with the money flow, where I'm trading a portfolio like playing chess. On a chessboard, there's a lot of pieces, right? And you can't just obsess about the queen. You got to work all these pieces together. If you're a football coach, you got running backs, you got linebackers, you got quarterbacks, and it's the same when you're trading these stocks. You're going to have different things in your portfolio. Some of them are going to move slower. Some of them are going to be different, right? They're not all going to be tech stocks. If you do that, I don't know why you would do that, but you could do that. You're going to have pharmaceuticals, tech stocks, oil stocks, gold stocks. You're going to be trading different things, right? Because you don't know what's going to get hot. I don't know. So it's important as you look at trading the type of stock you're trading. A 40-cent stock is going to be different than trading this, right? Another example of one we had, it went crazy recently. BNGO went up 1,000%. This will never, ever, 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 ever happen when you trade big cap Dow stocks. They don't go up 1,000%. Never happen. Never. If you trade small cap penny stocks, this can happen. Now, they also are very volatile. They can go against you, right? So what does that mean? That means we have to have some sort of stop loss or some sort of money management on these that would be different than we would use with Exxon, right? It'd be different than we would use with Exxon, even though we had a big, nice move up in Exxon, right? So as we look at this pattern, we need to understand big picture. Part of what you're studying will be is the type of stocks you're trading. Maybe you want to specialize just in penny stocks. Maybe you want to do just big stocks. Maybe you're looking to trade just dividend stocks within the 4 stages of price movement. That's fine too. But you need to look at what you're trading, why you're trading it, and how it works, okay? All of this slightly changes based on what you're trading. It makes sense, right? You're going to drive a Porsche different than you're going to drive a Fiat, okay? So inside of this concept of the 4 stages, the other thing that I began to realize, if we put this in as the Dow, hold on. Let's put in the Dow here. There's Disney. Let's put the Dow. Chart looks different with no indicators on it, doesn't it? Gets harder to trade. You guys need indicators, huh? We'll put the indicators on so that it makes sense. This is how I start the boot camps, just naked charts. Each one of these bars is 1 day. Okay? Let's take this to a monthly chart. Whoa. And let's do fill the chart. So each one of these bars is 1 day. Now what do you notice? This is 10 years. I mean, each one of these bars is 1 month. So 12 bars 1 year, 12 bars 1 year, 12 bars 1 year, 12 bars 1 year, 12 bars 1 year. What you'll notice, and this is why the money flow works, and why stock selection is so important, stocks go up 70% of the time. 68, 72, let's call it 70. I didn't do well in math. And inside of that process of stocks going up, now, this entire time it's going up, there's people on TV telling you the world's coming to an end, debt crisis, student loan crisis, blah, 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 blah. Like something's always in the world. I know. I get them DMing to me all the time. What about this? Don't give a fuck. What about this? Don't really care. Who's the president? Don't give a fuck. None of that matters. Doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. Who's the president? Who's not president? Who we're at war with? None of that matters. Markets don't give a shit about any of that stuff. They don't. They're going to temporarily price shock on it, and then they're going to go back to what they do, and that's go up. It's called inflation. Okay? It's called money printing. The more and more money supply and more people in the world, the more and more money goes for smaller and smaller assets. There used to be 9,000 stocks in the stock market. There are less than, what, 6,000, 5,000 now? There are less stocks and more people. Do the math. They're fixing to print $1 trillion. You know where that money's going? Right in my pocket. It's all going in the pocket of the businesses I own. My renters are going to give it to me. All that money they're fixing to pay out is going to go to the rich. You think that shit's going to the poor? It's going from the poor, the hands of the poor, into the pocket of the rich. That's where that money's going. That is exactly where it's going. So thank you, Mr. Biden. These are just little moments of sell-offs. But the overall pattern is up. So we're playing a game where if you walk into the casino and you say, hey, man, we got a game over here, you win 70% of the time. Matter of fact, if you blow out, we give your chips back. That's the game you want to play. And so we go to a weekly. So it's important to have this fundamental belief, because if you don't have this fundamental belief, you can't trade very well. If you're worried about all kinds of crazy shit happening and you're just not going to be a good trader, because you're going to trade your beliefs. That's what people misunderstand. When you come to the market, you're going to get what you want. If you're looking for income, cool, buy dividend stocks. If you're looking to gamble, cool, we got penny stocks. We got leveraged ETFs. We've got options, right? There's all kinds of, we got the VIX. If you're a gambler, like anything you want, it'll give you. Okay? And if you're not a gambler, well, then you just won't play with those things, right? So it's this wonderful casino that'll meet your needs. Whatever you want, the market will give you. You will trade your beliefs about the market. If you're fearful and think the world's ending, you'll probably sell your stocks at just the wrong time. This is why it's so important to lay the foundation of what it is you believe about life and the markets. Why I try to get people to read that book, The Science of Getting Rich. Don't watch CNN or Fox News. I mean, watch them. But watch them under the lens of, hey, these people are trying to scare me, or they're trying to incite me to do something. They're trying to sell commercials is what they're trying to do. And so as I began to look at this, the Dow, what I'm looking for is that pattern. Now, it doesn't show up as well in the ETFs as see the pattern. You see in it though, right? It doesn't show up as well in the ETFs as it does in the individual stocks. Let's see. An example, recent example from the last boot camp. Look at Groupon. You're going to see it's a beautiful, wonderful pattern that I look for. I mean, this one was picture perfect. Sideways up, sideways down, sideways up, sideways, and then we've started to head down. Hold on just a second. So probably gonna about to have a cat fight again. So you're gonna see this pattern, and you see how long these tops were. So as you're looking at this, so essential. As you're looking at this and understand the 4 stages, stage 1 is accumulation. People are accumulating shares. Stage 2, the breakout. That's market going up. Stage 3 is distribution. Distribution means they're distributing the shares, right? Stage 4 is the breakdown. Stage 2 up and stage 4 down are exactly the same. They're just opposite. It's opposite. Once you master the breakout, you'll also master the breakdown. Same on the, so if you wanted to trade short, that would be your window to trade short. Now, trading short in a bull market is dumb, just so you know. Okay, trying to trade short in a bull market is just about ego. It's dumb trading, okay? But if you like being dumb, you could do that. Stage 3 and stage 1 are exactly the same. The only difference is one's on top, one's on bottom, right? Stage 3 comes after a run up. Stage 4 or stage 1 comes after a run down. As you begin to understand these stages are basically the same thing, it'll help you when we get into more advanced stuff where stage 3 actually turns into a stage 1. Right? They're not, the pattern isn't always going to play out just like this, picture perfect. Sometimes it's going to go sideways for a minute, and then stage 3 turns into a stage 1, and it continues on, and we have what we call a runaway. Okay, and a stock can just keep doing that. So it could just keep going. It goes sideways, break out again, go sideways, break out again, go side. It could just keep doing that, and you want to be able to play that, right? So we need rules and procedures and ways of looking at the chart to break down all these fractal movements to turn chaos into some sort of structured order. And that's what we're trying to do in here. So let's see here. Let's see. We'll start doing some overlays. So one of my favorite indicators is the RSI. When I use the RSI, all this stuff on stock charts is just a simple drop-down pattern, man. You just click a button, drop it down, hit update. Except I want it on top. You see how it put it on bottom by default? So you come over here. A lot of times people ask me to show this to them. It's like, dude, click a button. What the hell, man? So boom, it's on top. Shit ain't complicated. The RSI is an oscillator. There's a lot of different kinds of oscillators. Most indicators are oscillators. Oscillators measure price velocity. It doesn't mean that it's gone too high or too low. Sometimes you may hear me say that, but that's almost like slang. I don't really mean that. What this is really measuring is the last 14 days of price movement. Typically, stocks don't just run straight up. And if they do, they tend to come back. So as a trader, we could use that information to our advantage, right? Does anybody here pay for stock charts? Yeah, man, me, man. Of course you want to pay for stock charts. Come on, man. Listen, why would I recommend it if I didn't think you should? So, all right. Here we go. We're going to turn this shit off. You guys are going to piss me the fuck off. Listen, stop asking stupid questions and listen and learn to trade, okay? Seriously, let me help you. Let's stop asking stupid questions and just learn to trade. And if I say you should buy it, maybe you should buy it, man. It's the price of a fucking pizza, okay? Like, take some advice from somebody who's made some money. It's the cost of a pizza. We're not asking you to buy a house here. Sometimes I'm like trying to talk people into it. I had to do the other day. I want to see the index in my book, man. Fuck, like, what are you talking about, dude? I buy 3 books a week, dude. This is how you make money if you didn't go to college. You're not an engineer, doctor, or lawyer. You better educate yourself. Like, that's how you make money. And you need tools. So if you want to mow yards, does having a 0-turn 360 mower help? Yeah. Does having professional blowers help? Yeah. If you want to be a professional cook, you need a stove, right? These are the tools that are going to make you money. You need charting software. You need to be able to put these indicators on there and it look right and not look like you're a child trying to trade. So you don't play golf and go get the kiddie clubs. You get a damn set of adult golf clubs and you get out and you start swinging. So this is what we're doing. These are the tools of our trade. If you wanted to sell drugs, you'd have a handgun. Nobody'd say, well, you think I should buy the 9mm? Yes. So go get the tools to help yourself be successful. So this is what we're looking for. These boxes, these patterns, if you look at this pattern right here, you see it. This stage 3 and stage 1, you're going to see This is a daily chart. Stage 1, it's the only thing you should be on. If you're less than a daily, you're probably losing money. Let's see, stage 1, stage 3, right? It's a daily, you can, however far back you want to go back. You just need to go back far enough to see the pattern, right? What you're going to notice, the RSI is one of the 6 components of the money flow trading strategy. When this RSI goes green, that means that price has gone too far, too fast. That's all it means. Doesn't mean it's not going to keep going. And when you see that thing turn extreme, it is almost always near the top. So much so that that's where I take profits. I got to sell some. I don't need a trailing stop. I don't need to raise my stop. I need to downsize the risk of the trade. And I take some money off the table. Okay. Now on the bottom end, although it didn't get extreme, it started touching it. It starts to tell me that that's possibly the stage 1. So if I'm watching a stock and I got a stage 3 and I got a stage 1, now I have an indicator that's helping me determine stage 1, stage 3. What else is helping me determine it? Price starts going sideways and we can draw a box. Now, I go into great detail on the boxes in other videos. We don't need to spend a lot of time. It takes at least 4 candles to make a box. And I'm gonna show you, we're gonna add another little thing on top of this to help us see the box. So we've determined to help us see the pattern of sideways up, sideways down, the RSI can bring us great insight, okay? It also becomes a way to take profit systematically. It forces you to. So if you use it as a tool to take profits. The other thing you're going to see me do while we're here, the other thing is you're going to hear me say this all the time. Price has memory, and we're not getting into that yet, support and resistance. We'll get to that, okay? Price has memory, meaning where it's been before, it'll go again. And you'll see it hit it, stop, hit it, stop, hit it, stop. What is that? That's memory, okay? Support and resistance. That zone of memory becomes a target on the way up. So if we got long, and just pretend with me here, we got long right here. Where's our first target? RSI extreme is a target and previous high. And it's not just right around, just not the very high, just bring it down about in the middle and just run your line over. And when you hit it, sell some. And so what I do in the money flow, and we'll get to this, is I buy a little, buy a little, buy a little, buy on the breakout. I let it go up, and then I start downsizing it the same way. And then as we roll over, I either get out of the trade or take it down to a core position. So a stock like Facebook, I might always want some exposure. Even into a sell-off, I might want to hold some Facebook. Why? Because when the market turns, that's going to be one of the leaders, right? Or some Tesla or NIO or whatever stock you like, right? You may have 10 or 20 stocks, you like them, but when they go into a stage 4, you could downsize your share position. And then when they start to go sideways, you start loading up on it again. And as it breaks out, you start taking some off. And what is that? That looks like a pattern, right? And then what do we do with the money we take off? Well, we're looking for other stage 1s. And so we have this portfolio where we're moving money from one stock that's making us money into other stocks that are setting up or have recently sold off and now going sideways, right? So, you know, and obviously stock selection and all that is a whole nother course. We're just talking charts right now, what they call technical analysis. And I'll show you a quick and dirty way to value stocks. You should take it a little further than that, but this is definitely better than not doing it at all, for sure. So we saw the RSI up here, right? We saw the RSI helping us catch these tops and bottoms, okay? Let's see, now let's add a moving average on here. So we're going to add our 20. See how easy that is? You just put it in, right? Super simple, right? Hit update. Now we just added it. The money flow, it's always green. If you have a different color, I don't know what to tell you about your charts when you send. What do you think this? I can't even tell you. You got the wrong colors on the screen. Now notice, let's find our boxes again. See them? Man, doesn't that look like a lot like that? Hot damn, dude. Doesn't it look a lot like that? Doesn't it? You're starting to see it, right? As we add these indicators, We get to see a clearer picture. See, all these are doing is just like putting a scope on a rifle. We can shoot that rifle. We don't need a scope. And if you're pretty good at it, you can just shoot it. I don't need all this shit. I've been doing it long enough. But when you bring it all together, it really can help you fine tune the breakouts and the breakdowns and the stage ones. So as we're looking at this, if we determine, much like we said, when RSI shows up, tends to be the stage 3 or stage 1, depending on if it's extreme overbought or oversold, right? They call that oversold, overbought. But we know it's not 100%. But now we combine the concept. Remember I was telling you we're drawing a box. I'm not going to go into big detail on the box today. But the boxes come at the tops and bottoms. Now we're looking for breakdowns out of the box below the 20. And what is that? That's your stage 4 sell signal. Right there. Bam! You owe me $10,000, fool. That right there, what I just showed you, a guy could lose just piles and piles and piles and piles and piles of money, time, courses. I spent 7 years to learn that right there. Because I didn't have someone just walk up and go, hey, let me show you how to do this. So, and I spent so much money learning to trade, learning things to just figure out that when you hit a stage 3, which is easily identifiable with a box, and the RSI, that when it breaks down below the 20, you just went into a stage 4. And I just handed you that shit on a platter. You see why I freak out when people ask me the most mundane of not like you've just been handed the freaking key to the kingdom and you're like, you think I should get some, Of course you should. So we're going to have the same thing here. We drew a box. You notice the breakout there? What is it doing? It's breaking out above the box. And it also, look at that, lo and behold, breaking out above that green line. Now, right there. Damn. Look over here. Same thing's happening, right? Damn. What did we just did? We just brought order to chaos. All right, so here we go. We got another Forex trader. I can always tell when I got a Forex trader or a day trader. You guys got a lot of dumb shit in your minds. You just can't help it, man. That shit's been grand in your mind from looking at the computer screen day after day after day after day. You can, someone asked me, do we put this stuff in? When you trade Forex or you're day trading, most people, when they put in an order, will then turn right around, put in their profit target, right? They'll do that. Then they'll put in their stop loss at the same time. They're like trying to set the trade up, okay? You can do that. I don't do that. That's all Forex day trading shit. A lot of this stuff is old school shit because they wanted you to trade a lot. They got commissions. A lot of this stuff was put out by brokerage firms. They want you to trade a lot. They want you to move in and out, in and out. The reason I don't do that is sometimes price will just bust right through the target and just keep on going and going. Well, I can call an audible when I'm sitting at my computer and go, well, let's wait a minute. If you can't be at your computer, you should set a target. What my man means is called a limit order, okay? Just go Google the shit. You can learn to do it. Ain't that complicated. So you would put a limit order. So if you got long right here, and yeah, you can do this. I teach it in the book. I just don't do it. A lot of things I teach I don't do because I'm smart. Like I know how to trade. So I don't need these little handcuffs and training wheels. So, right, you can put a target and then when it hits it, boom, you just set it. Like in this one, it would have worked out great. There's times where that's good because it runs up and then pulls back. So yes, especially if you're working a job, you can't get to your computer, nothing wrong with that. Go ahead and set your target. And then when it hits it, you're good to go. Now, where it's going to start confusing some of you is I'm only selling 1/5, which means you got to put an order in to sell 1/5, which means it could throw off your corresponding stop loss order. Okay, so we're getting to trade management. If you placed a hard stop loss right here, which a lot of people will do, right? We put it on the other side of support and resistance, and you put in a stop loss order for 100 shares, And then up here, you sell 75. You now have an order that has the improper share count. Some brokerages, that'll throw it off. Some it won't. It just depends on the broker you're using. So keep that in mind. That's called trade management. Now, some people, when all of a sudden they get to 30, 40 trades, start peeing themselves because they actually have to work and think about it and write it down and actually act like fucking professionals. But for some people, that seems to confuse them. Now, I don't know. They bought houses, got credit cards, have mortgages, but it comes to trading, they get a little weird when they have more than 6 or 7 trades going. I'll typically have 30, 40 trades going. That's why I don't have predetermined limit orders, stop loss orders, because it turns into a world of chaos where you're constantly moving and adjusting orders instead of actually trading or writing or doing content or doing whatever you just did. You get what I'm saying? If you have 40 and 50 orders going and you're constantly moving stops, and it can be very confusing. So I know where the zone is. When it hits it, I ring the register. Makes sense? If you can't because you're at work, I wouldn't place hard stops, but you can. Matter of fact, a lot of times. So we added the 20. The 20 helps us determine the breakout and the breakdown out of the box, out of the stage 1. See the stage 1? See the stage 3? Stage 1, stage 3. There's the stage 4 breakdown, stage 4 breakdown, stage 2 breakout, stage 2 breakout. Now I'm gonna blow your mind. Man. I know you've heard of the MACD, right? Everybody's heard of the MACD indicator. And if you look on mine, you're going to see I have 2 different ones, right? Here's the regular one. The regular MACD has the histogram, and then it has the crossover, right? This is that crossover comes from a mathematical subtraction of the 26, and then the 9 days, basically what it's doing, it's subtracting price movement between the 12 and 26 with the 9 day as being the crossover line, which is what you see running right here. What is this guy doing? Let's get rid of this motherfucker. All right. We took that dude off. What the fuck was that dude's problem? Yeah, I kicked him out, man. It's unfortunate, man. Could have helped this guy out, man. I get a lot of haters. It's so weird. All I'm trying to do is help people make money. It's so weird that people do that to me. It's like, you didn't have shit else to do in life? Yeah. Let's see. So this is a standard MACD. I love the MACD. It's not all perfect, but this here is your standard crossover, right? Now, and we could get, and I talk, the bootcamp video, I go in deep detail how I use this. But what I really want you to see is the difference in that. And you'll notice on my charts, I have just the histogram as well. And let me put this one on top. Hold on. Well, we'll do it right there. And here's what I want you to see. Even though the signal line is important to a lot of people, what I'm most concerned with is what's called the histogram. And this is a visual representation of it. And what I'm most concerned with is the slope of it. And whether it's below the 0 line or above the 0 line. This slope measures momentum, okay? And so what you'll see often as I start trying to draw the box, this was where the box started, and this is one where it kind of broke down and then came back into the box, by the way, which is super bullish. So, but let's keep this a little clearer. Hold on. What I'm looking for as it comes into the box, I'm watching the RSI. What I'm hoping for on the RSI is the RSI goes extreme, right? It's what I'm hoping for. But this one is not quite extreme. So that would have had me a little caution that I really want to make sure this box is filling out, that it's going sideways. But I'm also looking for this histogram to start going the other way. And by the other way, I mean what you're seeing there, the ticks on the histogram, the ticks on the histogram are ticking up so that you can draw a slope on it. That will always come at these bottoms. It's just the way it works. Doesn't mean it's going to turn for sure, but when all these 6 components start lining up, when you can draw the box, when the RSI is on extreme, it's below the 20, right? That you're going to start seeing the histogram turn. These start telling you this is the stage 1. This is where you can start to nibble. And the cleaner the box, and the more extreme, and the more sideways you get, and you'll see some that are picture perfect, right? And if you notice at the top, same thing. You were able to draw your box. Remember, we need at least 3 or 4. We need at least 4 candles. We've got our extreme. And then look, if we look down, what happened? The RSI, look, it started ticking down right in about the middle of the box. Right around in there, the RSI started ticking down. What was that telling you? That's a forewarner telling you that the momentum is changing. The momentum is changing. If you haven't locked in your gains, you better lock them in right there. And then right there is what? Stage 4 decline. And either you need to get out or downsize to a small position if you're trading. Now, what if this is a buy and hold? Cool. That tells you just wait. Wait till what? Comes down here and you can start buying more. So you see how whether you can use this to help you in your buy and holds, or you can use it to, do you want to buy a buy and hold up here like a big dummy at the top when it's on an extreme RSI? See, once you learn this, you'll never buy stocks the same. So when your friend goes, oh, you should buy it, you're going to look up and see that and you're like, what are you, a dumbass? Don't buy there, dude. That's almost certain a stage 3, you know? So once you can see this, now, is it always foolproof? No. But nothing in gambling or in trading or anything is 100%, right? These are just indicators. And as we line up, and you can go forever on all these different indicators and maybe tick and prove it. I'm just trying to give you an overview of how I put them all together, okay? Bootcamp stuff, I go into probably too long of detail of how I'm doing it. And then sometimes they're just gray areas. Let's add the 5-day. In the book, I make a big deal about the 5-day exponential moving average. Let's put that on here. That is always red. If you have it any other color, you're wrong, okay? It's red. This is called the trigger. What's so important about the trigger is the cross. And I want you to see where the crosses are happening. If you notice, they are happening right after the top. Right after the top. And right near the bottom. And so if we drew lines on this, sideways up, sideways down, sideways up, sideways down, right? What are we seeing? What are we seeing? Pretty crazy, right? You're seeing that pattern. Do you see how I added the RSI and now I can see the top better, right? So I added RSI and now I can see the stage 1 better and the stage 3. I began drawing my boxes, which helps me determine, and I need to be looking to draw a box when the RSI goes extreme. Either price goes sideways and makes an obvious box, or the RSI hits an extreme, and now I know there's probably a box. And that first candle when the RSI is extreme is what I call the anchor point, but we won't get into that, okay? And that's when you start looking to draw your line sideways. You're probably topping out, okay? Not 100%. So we can't have all in, all out rules on these things. So when we get that, we just want to downsize trade a little bit. We want to leave it open to the fact that it could keep running. The worst thing you can do, the thing that you will regret the most, I promise you, will be closing out trades. Being, oh, I made enough money, let me get up out of here. And then watching it go up another $100. And if you'd have just stuck with the money flow and just let it flow, you'd be making all that bonus money. I call that bonus money, okay? A trade, in my mind, a swing trade, or I call it swing trading so people understand it. It's really position trading. I'm positioning myself based on what stage a stock is in. But look, when it goes from this one didn't get extreme, but from the low RSI to an extreme high, this is a completed swing trade. It's over. The move has been made. Stage 1 to stage 3. Now we're going sideways, probably going down. But sometimes they just gloriously keep going. And so what we don't want to do is go, oh, I shouldn't have sold all my shares. I shouldn't have sold my shares. No, 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 no. No, no. Don't look at it like that, right? Because then you get into the cycle where you're constantly beating yourself up, no matter how good you do. No matter, even if it works and you make your money, you're like, oh man, you'll be constantly, trading will make you beat up on yourself all the time. I should have bought more, should have did this, even when you're winning, you're shitting on yourself. That happens a lot in trading. So don't look at it like that. This is bonus money from here on out. If it turned here and just kept going and you're still in for a small, just let it ride, man. Don't sit and go, oh, I shouldn't have taken No, you should have taken profits. Previous high, and there's what was most likely going to be a stage 3. Now, what happens right here if this thing just turns and rips higher? Closing back above the 20. That's a brand new breakout, okay? Some breakouts will be quasi 1, quasi 2, meaning price is closing above the 20, but it's technically still in a box. Those are weaker breakouts, but they are breakouts. And you'll see that, okay? You'll see that as we go forward. You'll see that play out. Let's see. Yeah, TSI is basically the same as no, TSI is the same. I don't talk about TSI a lot anymore because a lot of people don't have it on their charting software, but it's the same as the MACD. I like the TSI and I use it on a lot of stuff, man. There's some stuff I use that I don't talk about. Why? Because people's brains are small and I can't teach everything in one book. It's too much. I've been trading for 21 years. I can't take someone other and just show them all my shit. Like their brain can't comprehend it. So we start trying to get through all of this. And then I'm also trying to put in options and trying to put in leveraged ETFs and shorting. Like, dude, I've been doing it 21 years. It's like you're not going to get in an airplane and they just hand you the jet plane and go, here, turn it on, let's go. Like you got to start with a Cessna, right? So sometimes people think they're asking me. It's like, yeah, I do that, dude. I'm not teaching you that. Like you're not even in a place where you're even ready. You're still figuring out the moving averages. Notice this here on the moving averages. When the red is on, these are just logical, these are obvious things. When the red is above the green, what do you see? Price is going up, right? When the red is below the green, what do you see? Price is going down, right? What do we see now? Red is below the green, right? And you'll have people thinking, well, I want to buy this. Hey, the red is below the green. That kind of means it's going down, boy. Like, you don't need to be looking at buying. Like, you need to be thinking it's going down because that's the configuration. Everything's pointing down. We can't even begin to think that it might go up until it starts to go sideways, right? And the histogram goes the other way. So an example of this would be, let's look at BABA. This was a recent one. And I'm going to keep laying these indicators on until we get them all on there. Let's look at BABA. A lot of people wanted to buy BABA. Now, what are we looking for first? I'm looking for that extreme RSI to hit. We got that. Bam, right? Right there. So that tells me, cool, I got let's throw it on here. Now I got my anchor point, which would have been this day right here, right? So let's take that off. Now we got an anchor point. What's an anchor point? That's where I'm looking for to be the bottom. But I can't call it the bottom until it puts in a box. What's a box? I need at least 4 candles, okay? So we bounce. Now that sometimes means you won't catch the absolute bottom, okay? That doesn't mean you need to change your system. This is going to happen. That was too far of a drop, so it bounced back up. So I'm looking for 4 days. I'm a Neeks 9 on these. This was in a, when you get these, the further the bounce and then the bounce back and then the bounce, you got to wait on a minute. You need to let this thing come in and build a box, which we got a very clear box right here. Also, I need price above the red line. See the red line? In other words, that's not a buyable bottom to me. It's got to be above the red line. Okay? So these are just some of the other little rules. That's the trigger, the 5-day. Remember in the book, I call it the trigger. It's the trigger on the bottom too. Just like it's the trigger of it crossing, it's the trigger on the bottom. So I need a box, right? So I need a box. I need the histogram ticking the opposite direction of the recent move down. I need price above the 5. Now I can start to nibble. Where's the breakout? Price closing above the 20, right? Didn't we talk about that? So right now, Baba's in a stage 2 breakout. So you should have bought a little bit last week. And then on Thursday or whatever, you make your next buy. And now what are you doing? You should be all in on your position now. Not all in, but you know what I mean? Like your position. And where's your target? Man, it's pretty close on the first one. Right around in here somewhere. We got another one up here, right? Now, what would make, you see how we just did that? Now we just had a logical way to enter Baba. I'm going to enter every stock exactly the same. You see how this can help you? It's not even that it's the most effective way or any of that. It's just a way that you can do this over and over and over all the time. Now, this is probably a good point to add this. If my target is 270, 310, I need to have some way of belief that it's actually going to go to 270 or 210, and that this isn't short covering in a much longer downtrend, right? Why? Hey, Glenn, just cancel what you're doing. Tell your family to wait and just sit here and watch it. How about that? Do that. Like maybe we just do that. Tell everyone to fucking wait. Let's see. That's what I did. That's why I'm here right now. Let's see. Is that too harsh? Let's see. Oh, let's go over to. Let's see. Let's go over to tip ranks. Your parents can miss the plane, bro. I'm kidding, man. I'm just playing with you, bro. So this is the Dude and Dirty. Drive safe, bro. I'm just playing with you, man. So this is tip ranks. Now, if you're cheap, you'll never have this because it costs money, right? This is back to one of those things where you're gonna have to put, even if you're selling drugs, you got to buy the drugs, you got to get the car, and you got to have the money, right? We need the tools, man. Whatever it is you're doing. If you open a restaurant, you're going to need bowls, plates, and napkins. You're going to need stuff. If you want to teach trading as a business and you actually want to trade, you're going to need tools, okay? Any other business you would buy tools. I don't know why people come to trading and get cheap. They got $100 in subscriptions on nonsense, and then they get to this, and they're like, geez, that's expensive. So what did this just do? It gave me a target, 330. That's the average consensus of, this is the, I've been deleting a lot of my YouTube videos. I've been deleting a lot of them, man. I just feel like I'm Illuminati's going to come and get me. They're going to be like, dude, why are you sharing? You shouldn't be telling people this stuff. Gerald, they'll stop buying our courses if you tell them how to do it. I think the other way around. I think if I tell you how to do it, you'll still buy it. That's how I think. So I think it's better to give than to receive. And when you give people there's a thing called the Law of Reciprocity. People, you open a door for someone, they're more likely to smile at you. Right? You ever open a door for someone, they go, thank you. Like you just caused a cosmic action between two people. Why? Because you were first being nice. Right? And so I believe that. I think if you want to sell a book, share the book. That's how I think it works, man. Anyway, these analysts cover this stock. Now, analysts are not always right. I have people fucking bust on me about this. Analysts are dumb. Well, they probably know more than I do, okay? I'm a poor dude from a trailer park. I didn't go to college to study finance. I'm very limited on my ability to read books. I do read, I understand the basics of cash flow. I do run a business. I look at, I've sat and read the Graham books and all that stuff. And I've found that I can't do it much better than these guys. So the cool thing about tip ranks is it ranks these guys. So I can come over here and I'll be honest though, a lot of time the Asians and the Indian ones are the best, dude. These dudes are smart. Like this dude here. He's right 73% of the time, man. This dude is named Mazuzu Security, so he's probably Japanese. Right? And look over here. Oh, Cole Sebastian. He's right 75% of the time. So I follow the top 25 analysts. That's what Tip Ranks allows you to do. It allows you to merge in your portfolio, man. And then you can see what a lot of these guys are saying just like that, right? Let's see. And you can check on your ranking. Like I have a 5-star ranking on here myself, just to brag a little bit. But market's been good, right? So they say 330, back to what I was doing. And we're at 243. Shit, that's a lot higher, right? These targets, nothing but a chicken wing. That's just easy, man. We're going to get to those. So if you're long this stock and they say it's worth 330, that's up in here. Shit, we're definitely going to hit that target and this target. That's how I'm going to look at it. I don't need a stop loss. You know why I don't need a stop loss? Because I'm buying an undervalued asset. If this thing goes against me, shit, I might want to buy more. So we could have that discussion when we're buying the stock. So you could sit down and go, okay, am I purely technically trading this? Meaning, if this box breaks, I want out. Or am I trading for a bigger payday? That confuses people because they think that trading means you're in and you're out. And it doesn't have to mean that. Some of my trades are that way, meaning it's a penny stock. I don't know much about this company. I've got a hard stop loss. Now, here's a compromise between the two. Tar said, for all Indians, I appreciate the comment. It's just true, man. Those dudes study, man. Everybody knows that. Asian people tend to study math and all that shit more. Their parents are on their ass. Most of us, like our parents didn't give two shits as long as we didn't get in trouble at school. That was all my dad, just like, hey, man, just don't get arrested. Don't get in trouble, dude. Like, go to school, don't get arrested. That was my dad's advice. On a stock like this, that a lot of people think is worth a lot more, you could split the difference. And I'm going to give you an idea of splitting the difference, meaning put a stop on the stage one for like half the position, just half. Meaning if it breaks, you're going to hold half. And that's kind of splitting the difference. You're trading it and you don't want to hold much if it goes lower, but you're not abandoning it because I tell you what happens so much. And if you trade with me, you see this over and over. It breaks it, literally comes back the next day and then rips all the way to where you thought it was going. They look for these stops, they bust them out. So one of my strategies is to do half. Let's look at another one that's setting up right now was, I think Pfizer. Now, again, these are slow movers. These are not penny stocks, right? We had, Polo just went crazy. It was up 60% at one point on Friday. A lot of these, this is a very common pattern, these penny stocks while I'm at it. We haven't added the 10-day on here yet, right? We're still missing a few indicators. Sideways movement, breakout, runs up. So, I mean, you can see it on here, right? It's tight. Stage one. There's the break. Oh, here's the breakout, right? Price closed above the, oh shit, sorry, YouTube. Price closes above the 20, see it? Where's the target? Previous high, bam, hits it. What do we do now? Hold it. Next day, RSI's tag, 70 RSI, sell a little bit more. That tends to be the top, and it was. There's your anchor point, right? Started going sideways. And then what happens? Breaks the 20 over here. We got to decide, are we getting out? What are we doing? Cutting it back, riding it down to a little. Maybe you like the stock. You just want to hold a little bit. So you hold a little bit, let it come in. All of a sudden breaks out again, right? So, and we've played it, this one all the way up. So we're up pretty good. I think like 200% in this one. This one's tighter because the movements are tighter. So you got to get better. That's why it helps if you're playing these kind of stocks to have somebody who's done the money flow for a minute with you. Let's see. That wasn't the best example. That's a tight one, though. And we've had so many recently. Let's see it. DS was a penny stock. We had a nice move in. DS was one. Let me give an example. This is one that I did fundamental research. We can come over here. We go in there. Let's put in DS. Right. Now I did this, and that's what made me start studying it, because it was trading for $1.50, and the average analyst had a $5.50 target on it. And these were good analysts, dude. Like, these guys weren't dumb. Like, I look up the analyst, man. I'm like, okay, out of 142 picks, he's had 110 that went profitable. Damn, you know? So I was like, this guy's not quite as good, but this guy's good, right? So I go look, and then I go to their company website, and I start reading on it, and I decided to start initiating a position, right? When price got down here low. The breakout happens. On that day, we added some, runs up. Even though it sold off, as long as it holds where I started buying, which was right in here, I don't care about this day. Just gives me a chance to buy more. Why? Because my target was $3. You say, why $3? Well, that was 100-something%, and it was well below what the other smart guys thought. And guess what? Look where it turned. Right at $3. You say, well, how'd you know that? That's why I got a 5-star tip rank, because I'm smart. But I digress. Let's get back to some things I just know, like, because I've been doing it a long time, and I can't teach you how to know that, other than you can't hack experience, man. You know what I mean? Like, you can teach someone something, but you can't teach someone like calling an audible until they played quarterback and been in hundreds of games, and they step up and they just sense something's not right or something right. Like, some of that shit is hard to teach. You can just teach the game, and then let them get in the game and start playing it, and you'll get it, you know. Some things aren't as simple as you can just, you know. A lot of real estate's that way too. Let's see. Let's get back to Groupon here. Back to teaching. All right, now we need to add one more thing on here. Try to help you. Exponential moving average, 10-day. And we're going to make it blue. Boom. In the box, before the moving averages cross, the 5 and 10 are going to cross. And if you have money you want to take off the table, when you start seeing that happen, that's a good sign. You'll see it at the tops. You'll see it at the bottoms. That's a good time to lock it in. It's also a good time if you're stalking the bottom when the 5 and 10 cross. That's letting you know the breakout is coming. So if you want to pick up some more shares to be ready, right? And then the breakout, and you buy more. So I like to dibble in. Boom. Once the breakout happens, I'm in. So if you look at a stock and you see this, and it's right here, and the breakout was way down here, I'm not buying it. I missed it. It's way past. So rather than trying to make that trade work, go find one that's just now breaking out. So that's what I'm constantly doing. Rolling money from here into, think about this. You could have rolled the profits from this in Groupon, and last week you started buying into Baba. Do you see what you just did there? You took profits from a stock that went up 40, 50, 60% in 1 month, 2 months, and now you're rolling it into one that potentially has much higher. If you get that right 3, 4, 5, 6 times, you see how you can compound your account? And you're not making all in, all out decisions. We're playing chess. It's a portfolio. And you see how if you're doing this with 20 or 30 stocks, you're going to have some ripping and some that aren't. And you don't have to give up on often, especially when people start trading with me, the ones that aren't moving up, they're ready to give up on them instead of seeing it. Oh, wait, maybe I should be pulling profits from the one doing good and building up the one that hasn't run up yet. And not getting out of it, building it up. Hello. So Voxel's one we were in for a long time. We got in over here, ran up, pulled back, bought in a little more, it's run up, it's pulled back. Look, being patient, now it's up, what, 30-something%, probably going much higher. It's probably going up into the $2-3 range. So, this is why you want a lot of trades going. You need to get some money in your account. There's 3 components to trading, right? Mind, which is psychology, your mindset. Remember I said in the beginning, you're going to get out of trading what you believe. So a lot of people, as soon as the stock pops, this is one of the hardest things I have of breaking people. They sell it all. Why? Because they're used to losing. I'm used to winning. So my first instinct isn't to sell it all. It's just to sell a little bit. Look, see how it tagged that? I just want to sell a little bit. Why? I expect it to go way the fuck up here, or I wouldn't have bought it. I don't buy stocks that I don't think are going up. I know it sounds, I don't know, egotistical or whatever you want to call it. If I don't believe it is going higher, I don't buy it. I'm not hoping. I'm not maybe. It is actually going up. Like I'm looking and I'm like, okay, what sector is this in? So if you're in a sector that's getting smashed, doesn't matter how much you love that stock. It probably ain't going up, right? And then some stocks are going to go up even if you don't like them. I'm not a big fan of Tesla, but it's going up. It is what it is. It's going up, So you're going to get out of trading what you want and what you want to see, So just be selective in the stocks you trade, that's all I'm saying. And you don't, and a lot of times, like, you don't need to find, like, they'll see me, like, I bought SRNE, and you remember I texted out on Friday, if you follow me real close, I said, hey, we're at 880, watch, if we break through this, we're going to $12, and then it literally did it. And people are like, well, how did you know that? I've been doing it 21 years. But in addition to that, I've spent a lot of time picking and selecting stocks. I mean, repetition, I can't, look at this box. Sweet Jesus. Everything I just showed you. Look at this. Look at this. RSI Extreme. There's your box. 5 and 10 cross. You better get that profit in. Downsize this trade. Box breaks. Stage 4 decline. Falls all the way down. Look, RSI didn't quite go extreme. And look, it stopped. You can count 4 bars. Look down. Where's the histogram? It's going up. There's your first buy signal, second buy signal. There's your breakout. You're done buying. Didn't quite go. So this was one that broke down. It didn't get to our target. Our target would have been right around in there. Look what happened. It fell apart. So we got to have a plan for that. Broke. I'm trying to remember if we stayed in this or not. I don't remember if we did. I'm pretty sure I did. Stops right around in here. Look at this support level. Here's an example where I was talking about, if you ever see this where it breaks support like it did on that day, and the very next day comes back, it is so bullish, dude. That is so bullish. A broken box that comes right back in is crazy bullish. And if that happens, you need to get back in. You need to get back in. It's fixing to rip. And we've seen it go from here to, that was $6 and something. Now it's $9. I mean, it's way higher. This is a very volatile stock. And I think we're going to $11. The target on this, the reason I kept playing this stock is SRNE. Watch. The average analyst thinks it's worth $25, dude. Right? And look who it is. So, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for it to go higher. Does it get there? I don't know. I just needed to get to $11. And I make, almost, 60, 70%. So, and it's doing the pattern. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 1. And then it gets a little funky in here. They're not all going to do the pattern perfect. So that's why we got to have rules, right? So psychology, 3 parts to trading: mind, method, money. Number 2 is method. That's what we're talking about here. This is the chart, technical analysis, the trading setups, the market analysis. Now, obviously, there's more that I personally look at every day. I'm not just looking at stocks, dude. Yeah, my man says he dumped it when it broke the box. He put it right back on the next day. Yeah, you should, and I'm sure he's happy he did. It ran up, but I'm always watching the SPY. If this sells off, it's going to be very hard for any of your trades to work. This is the S&P 500. So what are we in? I'm looking at this 20-day, price is above it. I'm looking at where's the 5, where's the 10. They're in numerical order. They're still 5's above the 10, 10's above the 5, 10's above the 20. Price is above the 20. Anybody shorting this is a complete dumbass. You're just guessing. Everything is still bullish, even though it's come down. RSI is above 50. The only thing negative is the MACD histogram has gone negative. But let me show you something. You may not get this, okay? Look how tight this has become. You notice it's not this? Look, you notice that? Man, I just dropped a bomb on you, if your brain can take it in. Do you see what's happening there? We haven't even talked about how to use stochastics, but notice what's happening. Do you notice what's happening here? Look, it's not these long sweeping movements. Did you even notice that? I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't. But if you trade in the Illuminati like I do, you got to notice these little bitty things, man. This is like noticing when your girlfriend gets a haircut. You better notice, or that shit may not work on you. You better notice the little things, man. So here's our levels. So what is important about that? That means there's no momentum to the downside, is what I'm saying. There's no conviction here, right? This is not a big convicted move. So that makes me real, like I'm not overly, obviously Tuesday that could change and this breaks, but that little move on Friday didn't really worry me much because look, there's no real conviction. That these are tiny, like this is not going anywhere right now. This is all going sideways. He said my hair, girl just got her hair done. It looks great. So we're okay. That's all I'm saying there. Nothing to worry about. We'll see how the market. It's probably, we could be making a stage 3 here. We don't know yet, right? We don't know yet. Lots of stocks are breaking out. So now I messed up and clicked the link wrong. So now all my indicators are on here. Let me see if I can get back to the other one. See, once you put it in this box up here, it goes back to your original settings. I had it going there, didn't I? Messed it up. There we go. Let's try this. I don't talk about this one in the book. I don't know if I even talked about it in the boot camp. It's one that I use. I don't talk about everything I use because it's just a lot of talking. Let's see. Where is it at? Oh, down here. I use this. I like to use this stochastics slow. All I'm looking for on this is to help me pinpoint these stage 3s and stage 4s. And a lot of people misuse this indicator. What I'm concerned with on this indicator and all I'm looking at when I look at it, to be honest, is the breakouts that are from the bottom, right? And the breakdowns from the top. What it's doing when it's up there, I don't care. Because when it gets on a tear, it's just going to stay above the center line. So you'll notice it's going into the extreme, right? MACD still ticking. Everything's ticking down. So that tells me there's nothing to do on this stock. I would not want to be buying it. But let's look at BABA real quick. Let me see if it popped on BABA. It probably did. I don't trade this stock, but I know a lot of you guys do. So let's see. Yeah, see, it popped too soon on BABA. Came right out. It never got into the extreme. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking necessarily for the direction of it. What I'm looking for on that indicator is I like it to go into the extreme zone and then come out of it. So when you've had a long run and it comes down out of it, it's going to help me determine, yeah, that's really probably the stage 3, which it was. So not only does the RSI kind of cue me in, okay, this is probably the pivot point. Pivot point meaning I can draw my box, right? And you can see that was pretty much it. And then price closing below the 20. But also, the histogram started turning, and the moment that RSI came out, when you go look, that's almost always shortly thereafter the box is breaking. So all it's kind of doing is kind of like a yellow light when you're driving down the road. I got all this shit lining up telling me, hey, this is about to go down. So if I got a bunch of profits, I might just want to take some down, right? That's all that's telling me. The only thing I don't like about this stock is it's too poppy. It pops too much. I like it to be clean. The cleaner I can get these things, the better. Let's see. Look at old Exxon, man. Look at old Exxon. Remember I was talking about a stage one, a quasi stage 1, 2. That's what you're seeing here when Exxon broke out again. You had your stage 3, it started to sell off, and then price just rips above the 20 again. That's a brand new breakout. These, to me, aren't usually as strong. And, you know, if I add a little, it probably won't be a lot. I'll put a little bit on. They just don't tend to go as high, but they can run. I mean, we're seeing it in Uber right now, same pattern. Uber tried to break out, and it's kind of pulled back a little in the box there. So anyway, we'll keep going forever and ever. I'm going to come back. We'll do a little lightning round, and we'll look at your stocks, kind of like Kramer does with his little lightning round. I hope that helps you. And it takes a while, man, to begin to see the stages. This is the most important. What stage is price in or likely in? And if we can't tell, then we don't trade it. I mean, keep your trades simple. So an example of one that hasn't worked, but it's doing the pattern. If you look at this pattern, and you'll see one of my trades of the week was H&R Block. H&R Block. And you say, Gerald, why are you trading H&R Block? Okay, you might see why. So just big picture. First thing I do when you hand me a chart, someone says, Gerald, what do you think of this chart? This is what I start looking for. Can I see this pattern? If I can see sideways up, sideways down, sideways, and if I look and the RSI tends to be the tops, right? That was basically top. Okay, now I'm liking this pattern, right? And we see that happening here. Where's my target? $18 or so, right? And I come over to tip ranks and I say, can it even do that? Let's see. Let's do quick and dirty. I'd want you to do a little more research, but this is just quick and dirty. That's the wrong one. HRB. So H&R Block. Bam, $21. Cool. Where are we at? 16. Bet. I'm trying to get 18. That seems pretty possible. Oh, and we're coming into tax time. Bet. So what do I do on this? Shit, that's a slow mover, man. Let me throw about 10, 15 call options on this too. Bam! Call options, baby. And we don't do it on every trade. We do it on certain trades. Okay? If you try to put options on every trade, you're going to blow your ass out. I know there's a lot of gurus out there telling you that it's not, but you will. I promise you. Shit, if it worked that easy, that's all I'd be doing. Now, you might have the perception. Right now, the market's been easy, dude. It's like taking candy from babies. It's not how it normally is. But I do think this is going up. And the reason I'd put some call options on this, it's not that slow. It's just kind of a slow mover. I don't want to tie a shit ton of capital up in this slow moving stock when I'm only going to get $2 a share. So one way to do that is to maybe buy 200 shares or 150 shares, and then I go buy 10 call options. And as soon as I get the pop, I'm going to start unloading those call options, and then I'm going to let my shares drift up and hit the target. There's your options class. Hope you got what I just said. That's how I do it. That's how I like to do it. Zynga. Let's look at Zynga. You see the pattern? I do. So the pattern was playing out really well. Again, though, not a fast mover. Makes it a candidate for call options, okay? I like to put call options on the slower movers than I do the bigger, faster movers. Don't ask me why. Try to figure out why. options are expensive on the big movers. They're cheap on these. So rather than tie up tens of thousands of dollars, rather than buy $9,000 worth of this, I might buy 3, 4, 500 shares. And then the other 500 shares, I'm going to run the risk and I'm going to pick up call options on those, cash those out first, and let the shares run and hit my targets. Completed swing trade now. So we're in the box. And if you notice, it's starting to break down. MACD's turned. Histogram's gone negative. What else do we got? Yeah, it's not looking good. So we'll see. See if it holds the box. If it holds the box, it could break out and run. What is the fundamental value of Zynga? Why did we take the trade? $12.32. So when we started buying the trade, it was at $8. You know how you get it? That ain't that smart, right? That's not brain surgery. Buying at $8 to sell it for 12. I don't know if it's ever going to get to 12, but where's my target? Look left, previous high. My target was $9.40. I'm buying an $8 item that's worth $12 and I'm trying to get $9.40. Come on, man. Pretty genius right there. That's some Illuminati shit right there. So you see how one trade paid for tip ranks? You got all these cheap bad. Well, should I pay for that? Yes. If you want to trade for real, you should. You see how that just paid for tip ranks? Like that one trade right there. If I bought some, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like you want the tools, man. I want to be able to go in and look and make my money, man. Like, and I want to have a little confidence and not just be me. I want to have a little confidence that I can hit that number. Can you buy a $100,000 house, put 20, 30,000 into it and flip it in a $250,000 neighborhood? Yeah, pretty easy, right? Well, that's what I want. I want easy trades. Where we look at one more and then I'll leave and we'll come back and look at yours. Look at band. I open with this. What do you think I'm doing with band? Shit, we're buying it, right? This is an instance where the stochastics helped me. The RSI never got extreme, okay? We've been in and out of this one. We took profits right here. Why? RSI hit it, and it was right close enough to the previous high. What do you do when those two hit together? When they hit at the same time? Take more off than normal, leave some on, pulled back. I'm still holding what pulled back. I think we downsized a little bit here. I'm still holding a core position. Where do I assume it was going to stop? Well, shit, where it stopped the last couple months. Price has memory. That's called support, one of the 6 elements of the money flow trading. We didn't even talk about that. This is resistance. You see how it's hard for me to do it in one, okay? What am I looking for? I'm looking for the histogram to go the other way. Oh, shit, we got the breakout on the slow stochastics. Remember I told you I'm looking for the extremes. When it was up in here and then comes down, when it was down in here and comes up, and the cleaner it is, the more importance I give it. In other words, this shit here, that's confusion. I'm not listening to that. And look at this. This was confusion, right? But when you get these nice sweeping movements, that's super clean to me. Price is above the 5. We start adding. We added. Now I'm just waiting on that breakout. Where do you think my target is? 190. Come on, man. It's like taking candy from babies. Let's see. But we do need the market to go up or that won't work, right? What's the target? Analysts say it's worth 190. Okay. I don't like that. But let's go see why. Well, a bunch of them say 200, 225. It's this dipshit from Morgan Stanley, this Meta Marshall. It's messing with our party. And William Powell, that dude's messing with our party. And then this dude here, he's got a 200. So we got a little bit of mixed on there. So, you know, we're still coming in under. That could explain logically why every time it hits 190, it sells off. It's only worth 190. Could be it, right? Maybe it gets up here, the R-size stream, people are like, fuck it, it's only worth 190, I'm out. I mean, so we only need 190. We only need 185 or so. So we'll see. I like the trade. The pattern's pretty nice and sweeping. Fastly's another one setting up like that. It rejected it. I personally wait usually till 11 or 2:30 before I make moves. I don't make moves at the open. They're usually trying to sucker you. What Fastly tends to follow the pattern. It came back under. That's cool. We're still in it. Stop is way down here. So been building this one. Target 105. Next target 130. What do they think Fastly's worth? Now this is a jet ski, so I guess it would help if I FSLY. What do we got going here? Yeah, so oof, $74. Man, oh man, oh man. Two ways to look at this, right? These people could upgrade it, which would send the stock flying, or maybe, you know. So we got to keep that in mind. This thing is overvalued right now. So we might, this could be a candidate for, I need to make sure I have stops. I need to have some good stops on this. I need to downsize it if it moves against me. You see how I made that decision based on fundamentals? I like Fastly. I think this is going to be a fast mover, but for some reason, we're getting a lot of downgrades on it. So, it's just food for thought, right? Like now we've got a little bit of fundamental information to add to our charts here. So maybe we want to keep the position smaller. Maybe that's how you handle it. You go, okay, well, shit, they don't even like it. So I'm just going to buy 20 shares. Like you want to trade the pattern, but you see how doing a little research could affect how you handle this. Versus if it's undervalued by 60%, we might buy more. So that allows us to kind of plan the trade. So we got mind, method, and money, and that would fall into money management. And you need to make sure you're managing your money. So you wouldn't take a trade size in Exxon. You could take a much larger trade than you take, say, in Fastly or in, say, Drive Shaft, which is a penny stock. So that's just using common sense. It's what's called beta. You can go look at what a stock's beta is, and that's how much does it move in relation to the S&P 500. That we got a little deep there, but different stocks move different. So you want to judge your position size based on volatility and how much you can lose, right? That just makes sense, right? But sometimes people don't think about that. So don't put a ton of money in a penny stock just because you can make a lot. You want to trade not to lose. When you have a portfolio of good stocks, some of them are going to run, so you don't need to worry about it. Some are going to make you money. Your job is just not to fuck it up. Like you just need to manage the chessboard, right? You're the coach. Manage the players. Put the quarterback in a position to win. Put the running back in a position to win. Like manage the team. That's your job. Hope that helps. I'm gonna burn off and then come back and we'll do some. I'll leave it on YouTube, but we'll come back on Instagram and do some look at some of your tickers. What's up, YouTube? Let's see. Chris Johnson said he's buying an entire town in Alabama. Let's see. BECG. Any you guys got any you want to look at here? Yeah, I think basing your position on loss is a better formula than on what you can win, in my experience. Pfizer, yeah, Pfizer's a stage 2 breakout, man. Let's see. EGAN may have, it hasn't hit yet. Let's see. Pfizer stage 1, I like it. I like Pfizer stage 1. Let's see. Yeah, I'm long Zoom. Zoom's a stage 2 breakout. I'm long Zoom. Target's much higher on Zoom. What else we got here? We'll hit YouTube first. Yeah, let's see. HYLN. Let's see. Yeah, man, I don't know, dude. I don't. I know a lot of people want this HYLN to work out. If you look at the books, HYLN, I mean, they got $22 on it. I guess. I don't know. I just don't like the way it's moving. It had a big run up before. I see what everybody's looking at. I mean, yeah, maybe, man. This would be a stage one here. Start nibbling. Put a stop around that $15 range. Yeah, we just got long. Was it S? We just got long this one in the Money Flow Trading Society, SRTP. This is where you would just start a little nibble, okay? I was waiting till we got our box. We now got a box. We're on the extreme RSI. Everything I just talked about in the first segment, and now the histogram's going up. So what is the long-term target on that? SRPT, let's see, SRPT. $129 is right, you know, a little above, a little below where we're at. So still good. Let's look at all the ones everybody's worried about. EGAN. I'm still in it. I wouldn't get out of it here. It's right at support, man. We're right back in the box. So it started to run. It's pulled back. I would wait. I've not sold this. So if you're trading with me, you'll get a text message. You don't even need to ask. Like if I sell it, I'm going to text you. If I don't text you, I didn't sell it. So it could be that I'm smart. I don't know. You know, we're right at a support level that's been here for a while. So this level's held up for a minute. Let's see. What do they think on EGAN? $16. You know, our target was 18. So we'll see. We'll see if it may break down. I haven't given up on it. That's EGAN. EGAN. You know, not a huge mover, but I like the pattern setup. We'll see. THO. Let's see. THO. I mean, stage 2, man. Ain't nothing to see here. Stage 2. I'm just looking at Chinese shit. But it's coming down. I mean, there's your breakout right there. You should have sold some. I told everybody on my live, you better take your profits. Why? Because I'm smart. See that? That was your high. Take your profits on that. Once you see that 70 RSI, you need to take your profits. Still bullish. Still everything is bullish. Just stay long. But I would have downsized the trade right there. If you put the trade on here, you downsize it there. That's the money flow. That is the money flow. AMC, now we're trading junk. But yeah, it's trying to break out. I mean, if you want to trade it, your buy day, just like I did in the class there. Look, there's your RSI extreme right there, right? So that started your point. 4 days in, price closes above the 5-day. That's where you start buying. Boom. Look, histogram's going your way. Boom, boom. When this breaks out above it, which it did on Monday, you double up your position. There's your target, $4, man. Let's see what they're saying about AMC. 250. I mean, this is why I haven't jumped in it. I just don't see any big moves up, man. It's just not a big mover, you know. Let's see. APRE, I know Mel was looking at this one. APRE. Still building. I like it. So if you come over to APRE, this would be a stage 1. Like, don't get stupid and buy a whole bunch. They got a $7.40 target, right? That's 43% higher. I like that better than AMC, right? So we got a nice box here. We started playing with the 5-day. You know, really, when that stochastics come out, I would definitely add some more, and we get on it, man. We get on it, man. Let's see. Yeah, Twitter's a stage 4. Twitter's a shithole right now. They've decided they just don't. I mean, you don't touch this, dude. This is going straight down. When you look at this, look, you see it can't even get on the other side of that 5-day moving average. So you got to let it stop. It's coming down to like $42. I mean, nothing is saying this thing's done going down. So I would wait on Twitter, man. We got out of Twitter. I can't even understand what Twitter's doing. Let's see. Ovid, I'm in, of course. I mean, do we need to ask about the ones that I'm long? Yep. I'm long this, building the position. We'll wait and see. Yeah, we did SWI on the lives here. Remember, we were talking about this was a good setup. SWI. Remember, if you guys follow my lives, this was one of the ones we used for training. Big sell-off. You wait till it can't even get on the other side of this red line. So the red 5-day, if price can't get over it and stay over it, you don't even think about buying that thing. But the moment it does, you're now looking for 4 days to create a box. There's your box. Right? So any of these days you could buy. Looking for stochastics to come out, comes out. We're looking for the histogram to go the other way. We got that. So you start buying. We talked about that on the live. Now this is your breakout. Where's your target? Probably right around in here. Maybe a little higher. Maybe you get back up in here. I don't know. I like Ovid. The only problem with S-Packs is all you guys like them, which makes me hate them. And the other thing about them is it's hard to value them. It's hard to value them. Yeah, Imran's back in the box, which is fine. It's fine. Probably giving you a better buying opportunity. And, $25 target. The analysts think this thing is like ridiculously overpriced. So let's see. Invax. Invax is just in a big box here, big stage 1. It ripped and now we're sideways. So this is a stage 3 that's probably become a stage 1. Meaning here was your stage 1, ripped up, hit the previous high. There's RSI extreme, right? That's where you sell some. Whenever RSI goes extreme, sell a little bit, which was right at the top, sell a little bit. And then we've been going sideways ever since. It's almost like that thing told you. Like this happens so much on so many charts that this is when I take money off the table. Why? It's so that I have money to add to other stocks. Like otherwise you just don't have any money. And now we've been going sideways, and if this breaks out again, cool. Your breakout zone's probably like right around in there. So on one like this, just quick lesson, you don't draw your box from up here. Okay, that's a kangaroo tail. You draw your box. Support and resistance is right here. Just so you know. Mel's looking at MRSN. Man, look at that perfect box, dude. Look. Look at this perfect box. Perfect box. Closed above the 5. That's your buy signal. Where's your target? Right there. Do you think Pfizer will drop after those deaths in Norway? I don't give 2 fucks about news. Didn't even read it. Because if you read it, it starts messing with you. Next thing you know, you want to short it based on some news. That's just not a good way to trade. So let's look at Pfizer. It's in a stage 1, sitting right at support. So, as of this chart, I'd be a buyer. If it breaks this, then you got to wait. So I don't know where anything's going. I'm telling people ask me, what do you think about? I have no idea. I don't know. A lot of things could happen. Atos is one I've been in. We were doing it on here. We started buying right here, just like I teach. RSI extreme, going sideways, buying the breakout. Now we're moving up. Target's like 150. Really, man? Thoughts on plug? Really, bro? Is this are we bragging now? Gerald, what are your thoughts on a stock that's going straight up? Hold it? Are we holding? So the problem with this, it doesn't help anybody. Like, well, okay, are we bragging? Okay, your stock went straight up. Are we bragging? I mean, you hold it, man. What's the fuck? I mean, it's up. You just hold it. There's nothing to talk about, man. This doesn't help anybody though, because we can't buy it here, so it doesn't do us any good. So if we could refrain from bragging on stocks, I won't drop mine that went up 100% on you. Let's see. Fubu's was moving up, and it rejected it. It rejected it. Little breakout. So this is definitely still buyable. I'd be buying this if you were into this stock. I mean, everything's pointing up, man. So this is a good. I like it. Your target would be like $50. This is a battleground stock, though, man. Jeez. Let's see. Yeah, DVAGs. Well, you guys are asking about stocks that I'm long. Why the fuck we need to talk about ones that I'm long? If I'm long, we're good, right? What does that tell you what I think about it? Let's see. Yeah, Solo's an interesting one. We're long this, but big ass pop, and then it's just been selling off. So PLTR. Tried to break, same thing. A lot of these EV trades tried to break, and then they've since pulled back, man. So I don't know. We're kind of in limbo here. That's bullish. That's bullish. You know, that's bullish. Let's see. Hold on. Tom's is fine. That's a penny stock I'm trading. It's just moving slow, man. Baba's a buy. All right, Whipple. What are you doing here, man? Whipple's dropping XEL. Excel Energy. So a lot of these energy stocks have the same chart, which is my chart pattern, which is why I'm excited about energy. You guys are looking at stupid ass NIO. So we see the pattern sideways targets up here, right? That's Excel Energy. I mean, AEP looks the same. Big move out of AEP off the bottom right there. Big move out of Southern. No, it wasn't a big move, but it held it. I'm long the UTSL, which is the 2 times leverage fund. We're looking for a $32 target. I like all the energy stocks. I like energy stocks. Long Zoom, I didn't double, but I added to my position on Wednesday. Let's see, ET. Yeah, these are past buy zones. We can't do anything with that. Yeah, I'm still holding a little TMF. I don't know, man. The bonds just seem to be broken. We're really under the 200. Seems like they'd catch a bid. They're not catching a bid. If any of you expand your brain just a second, this is the US dollar, UUP. I know nobody looks at it. If the dollar goes up, typically stocks will come down. Do you see what I see? Now, this is another one of those things that I could be killed by the Illuminati for sharing with you that you may not even know. I'm sure your favorite guru didn't let you in on this little thing here. But if the dollar goes up, dollar-denominated assets tend to come down. Do you get that? because money investing outside of the U.S. it's not just us buying our stock market; it's worldwide. So as the dollar goes higher, it makes U.S. stocks less attractive to big money. So as this goes higher, we're going to have gold come down. Yep. This is a simple way outside of the Forex market to try to track the dollar. So if you are a Forex trader, just a little tip for you. If you cut your leverage back and use the money flow on the UUP against the euro dollar, so you'd be short the euro, long the dollar right now. And your target is going to be, probably right around in here. Next target right around in here. So maybe you get long a whole bunch here on the breakout, and then you'd sell half and then sell half. And you do that inside a Forex account, though, of course. See, I can't share all these. Your brain can't take in all these things, okay? But remember, I've been doing it a long time. So the Kodaks, I'm thinking you just own this stock and don't trade it. Like, what are they? They say it's worth $25. The average analyst thinks Codex is worth $25. It's trading for $10. I kind of feel like we just buy yourself 100 shares and just leave this damn thing alone. And whenever it's on sale, buy a little. Maybe when it breaks out, buy a little, because it just won't trade. It starts to break, pulls back, starts to break, pulls back, starts to break, pulls back. So I don't know, man. The analysts like it. Yeah, fuck MICT and that company, man. They can go fuck themselves. Every time this thing gets going, they piss me off over here with this. Soon as it popped, the next day they sell 1 billion shares or whatever, slam the stock down. I don't like this stock. It's Israeli, which some Israeli companies I like. But you see these big ass down days, it's just a matter of time before you get one. So them selling all those shares pissed me off. Anyway, that's just my little rant on that stock. I don't like that stock. That stock dropped 50% in one day because of them selling shares. That's a little ridiculous. Let's see. Prague. I'm still in Prague. I have not sold Prague. This market has an appetite for penny stocks. Insiders are buying this stock. I'm going to give this stock a little room, man. We had a huge run up in this. Pull back a little. We're going to be patient on this one, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. So, UUP, that's the dollar. Let's see. What did Whipple say? CHD. Church and Dwight Company. Damn. Why? It feels like it's like a room. Bunch of old white dudes sitting at a big desk, like E.F. Hutton. Church and Dwight Company Incorporated. Got a little box. CHD. I don't even know what the fuck. What is this stock? CHD. $91. Not a lot of upside there, Whipple. These guys are the producers of. Everyone had it in their refrigerator. Church and Dwight? Yeah, Whipple. Why are you coming in with some 7% upside shit? Come on, man. 7% upside. We're trying to get 50 here, man. Get us a penny stock. What's up? So this is one of mine. I think this is going a lot higher. It tried to move yesterday, kind of pulled back toward the close. HTBX. It's in my newsletter, page 30. I have a bunch of penny stocks that I'm trading right now. Bacon powder, no kidding. Interesting. AMC does not have 60% upside. I just don't believe it. I'm not saying it won't go up 60%, but I don't think it has any fundamental value for 60% upside. Let's see. What are your thoughts on dividend stocks in general? Stock price goes down on X dividend day and doesn't increase the value of the dividend paid. I'm going to say you're pretty new to dividend stocks, bro, based on that question. I have about $500,000 in dividend stocks, so I kind of like them. But what we're talking about here is mostly trading. But I like dividend stocks. Of course, they drop by the dividend. A lot of people don't know this. If Coke issues a 50% dividend, 50-cent dividend, on the dividend day, they drop. Why? Because value just came out of the company. They just extracted money out of the company. So we got to adjust the stock price for the value that just came out of the company. That's it. That's how it works. So if Coke gave us all their money, the stock would go to zero. That makes sense? So if I took all the money out of our company and I just handed it to you, then my company would be worthless. So it's an easy concept to get when you get it. Every time they pay a dividend, it will drop by that, which is good because then you get to buy some more cheaper. Let's see. Profit target for $20. Jesus, bro. No. It ain't going that high. I mean, maybe, but I'll start selling some off around $7.75. All right, Mel, you can't just throw out 72%. SSRM. Dude, that's going straight down. That's straight down right now, though. SSRM. Let's see. What is this shit? Yeah, it does say that. We'll keep an eye on it. We will keep an eye on it. FLDM. Let's see. FLDM. 100% upside. Woo! 100%, huh? I don't know what these guys do. I do like that consolidation pattern, though. Yeah, I think that we need to change the rule on the lightning round. You have to put in how much higher you think it's worth. Let's see. AQST has a lot of upside, huh? Because sometimes you guys just think it does. I do like this pattern. You see what we're seeing here? Right off the bat, the guy shows me this. I'm like, whoa, I like this. Why? That's the money flow, man. Look. Up, sideways, down, sideways, up, sideways, down, sideways. See? This is what I'm looking for. You guys sell me some shit and it's all sideways for 5 months. Like, we want flowing. Get it? We want flowing. So this is AQST. This is what we're looking for. Shit that's flowing. AQST. So let's put that in. AQST. Let's see. If we're trading. Damn. 231. $17, huh? What the hell, dude? So AQST, we got to keep an eye on this. It's a stage 1 right now. Okay, Vanessa's in it. She's nibbling on the stage 1 here. See? And it's set up for the money flow. You're seeing it, right? The momentum is secretly creeping. Hasn't crossed yet on the TSI. We're just now coming out. Remember I talked about this on the training last hour? Stochastics is just coming out. This is where we want to start nibbling. And then we're waiting on that breakout. We're going to buy a little more. First target, and then we just let it run. Yep, you hear that pen? I wrote it down. AQST. Logan, you ain't got to DM me to buy the book. Just buy the book. There's a PayPal me link in there. I'm going to close this out on my story. I did a thing. You know, I'm going to have a boot camp coming up in like a couple weeks. I don't have a time yet set for it. I do it in live time. And I don't mean I teach in live time. I mean it's recorded and I email it and I text it to you. But I put you on my text list, a little separate text list for 30 days. And I look for trades like this that are setting up in real market conditions. And you can paper trade it, or trade it for real. I mean, however you want to handle it, you manage your own money. And then during the training, it's about I'm probably going to do less videos this go around than I did last go around. I did too many last time. I still got people can't even get through them. It's weird. I want to be a trader, but I'm too busy to trade. Okay. There was our target. So anyway, it'll be starting soon. And so everybody that was in the last boot camp, your links no longer work. So when you do it, I give you the content for you get to keep it for 60, 90 days, and then I delete it all. Obviously, I keep it for myself, but I delete it. It's not permanent. So, but, I told people if they wanted to buy the last one, obviously there's no support. Obviously, I'm not going back and forth on it. It's just the videos and the write-ups. And you can see the stocks that we traded. We had a hell of a run on the last one that I'd sell it, and that link will last for 60 days. So you can just kind of take your time and go through it. I'm going to take that down in I think that's going to end in about an hour, whenever that story comes down. So if you're interested on there, it's $49. You can just spend your time and go through it. And it's me teaching all this shit nice and slow. You can watch it on your phone. I curse a lot. So I try not to in the boot camp, but it kind of slipped in. I think a couple videos I had to delete them. First target would be 750, and then I would just let it run, man. Just follow the normal rules. Previous high, RSI, and then let it run. So this could be one that, let's say it does break out, and let's say it runs. But here's what people misunderstand. On that 20, let's say the target truly is $22. What you need to understand is it may go through this 8, 9, 10, 15 times before it gets to $22. It may run up to here, go left, sell off, come back down, and then it just slowly works its way up, and it takes it a long time to get to $22. That's what people miss about the money flow. So you had it flow, and it flowed, and then it did a 3, and then a 4, and then a 1, and then a 2, and then a 3, and then a 4. And look, each time it was a little bit higher, because stocks go higher over time as they creep higher following the money flow. Woo! Man, what I just showed you there. Most of you could not even comprehend what I just said. I'm sure of it. Okay, back to what I was saying, man. I get fired up on that. Ugh. Rita. Ooh, man, you're right at support here. I tell you what, if that breaks, I would sell half. I would sell half of this. RETA. Man, they got a 232. If you're going to stay with this and keep trading it, I would probably sell half if this breaks, just to protect the downside here. I like the chart. I like the chart. I mean, the way it moves, and you obviously got a lot of upside. RETA, let's keep an eye on that. RETA, and I think Mel said one too. I didn't write it down. Remind me of that one you said earlier, Mel, the S one. Let's see, RKD, all right, RKADA. Come on, man, you're just wasting our time now. Now, see, if you're bragging about stocks, it ain't helping anybody. You realize that, right? This ain't helping nobody. We can't buy this shit. It already broke out. You should have bought here and here. So thanks for nothing. We can't do shit with this stock. It's already broke out, dude. What are we supposed to do with this? So now we're just bragging. Show us some shit that could help somebody, not help you. This is not helping anybody. It already broke out, dude. Can't buy that. SSRM. Let's see, SSRM. That doesn't help anybody, man. So let's see. ECPG. Ooh. I like the flow of the pattern, though. I mean, that's the first thing I'm going to look at. First thing I do when I look at a chart, before I dig into the fundamentals, does that tend to respect the bottom? Is it tending to, am I seeing boxes? Look, was that the high over here? Yeah, basically it came up a little bit, went down. So I like the pattern. Then I'm gonna come over in tip ranks and I'm just gonna drop it in. ECPG. I did the wrong one. ECPG. Encore Capital. Damn, they're saying $54. Damn. So that's going to make me want to look at it more, right? ECKG. $54, huh? Why is this shit so low? That's the first thing I want to know. Why is it so low if they think it's worth more? So we had one that moved so fast that by the time I put it in the newsletter, it had already popped this week. These penny stocks can do that. OBVS. No, what is it? OBSV. And if you're in our Discord group, we bought it. We had been following it. Same thing. If you come over here in tip ranks on OB, and then Mel had been researching this one. We came across it, or I said she did, and it had 400% upside. And we're like, what the fuck, dude? It's a $2 stock. They're saying is worth $22. And, just randomness, as we go to buy this in the Discord group, and then I go to upload it to the newsletter, it literally took off. Like that moment. It was crazy. So luckily we didn't wait any longer because we had been, now I'm bragging. We had been looking at it over here and just, research, you're researching, and then it exploded. That can happen. You just don't know. But look, all through this time, you're going to, let's say you started trying to buy it here and you're like, oh, this stock is boring. It's not going anywhere. And then it rips higher. So I get that a lot. They're like, oh, what about RKT? It's not going. Like, give it a moment, man. Like, give it a moment. The stock is going higher. I like RKT. No, I don't think I moved that. Honestly, I think that was thing. I do think I moved SRENE though. I think I pushed that up. Yeah, gold's coming back. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Sun W. Everybody's thinking he's fucking solar. Here's another one, bro. Why are you showing us this, man? Why are you wasting our time? Nobody can buy this shit. You can't buy it when it's on a 70 RSI, dude. This is where you sell it. So you're showing us a stock that's topping out. Okay. Why? Look, you can't buy this shit. It's topping out. Whenever that green shows up, look, it's the top. So what does that tell you? You should read my book. You should be taking profits in this, dude. Like it's just a waste of our fucking time. It's like going, look, hey, look at my Lambo. You should buy a car. It's too late, man. This thing has already run up. So you didn't help nobody. Congratulations. Who's got one that could help us? So Facebook, I cut Twitter. I don't know what they're doing, man. I don't know why you would, even if you don't like your biggest attraction, the idea that you would cut the guy who gets the most views on Twitter makes no sense to me. So I just dropped the stock, man. I'm out. They've decided they don't give a shit about making money. But I see and I'm in Facebook still, and I'm looking at what you're looking at. 30 RSI, right at support, sitting at the 100. We just got our turn right there on the histogram. This is setting up for a buy. See the difference, man? This could make people money. Yours was overbought. So, and while the pattern is ugly, it kind of is the pattern, right? I like it. The stock is worth, I'm sure they're going to be getting the shit suit out of them. So, got to keep that in mind. 324. I mean, yep. Man, they're probably expensive, but this could be one you could buy some far out options on. 3, 4, 5 months out, maybe 6 month long options, because they could have some problems, man. Yeah, we're long APTO. This is one I just got long, APTO. Just got long. See what I'm looking at? Boom, 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 boom. Target up here. I just got long this one. Stage 2 breakout. So this is still a buy. Let's see. It's APTO. So that one's in my newsletter. Let's see. Geo. Yeah, that is a slow ass mover, man. It's like moving the Titanic. But it broke out. Look at that. Woo! My options on H&R Blocker April options. So they're kind of far out. Let's see. SPPI. Here we go. Spectrum Pharmaceuticals. So yeah, a lot of these pharmaceuticals have pulled back, but you see the pattern there, nice and clean. There's so many of these though, man. We're pretty heavy in them. Bex likes these pharmaceuticals. More pharmaceuticals, the better. SPPI. I'm not fucking with the AMC, man. I just feel like it's a junk stock. I mean, it could rip. I don't know, man. Yep, SWI. You probably missed your chance in that one. Let's see. IGC. IGC. That looks like it's fun to own. It's basically gone. Yeah, I guess these big pops. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. Airbus. Yeah. Stage 2 there, $5 target. That could be some easy money. Yeah, I don't know about AMC, man. It's like we're trading junk stocks now. Let's see. $9, huh? A-Bus has $9 target. I like the looks of that. A-Bus. Let's check that one out. Let's see. Well, we don't even need to look at SRNE, man. It's already breaking out. It's past the buy point. There's no need to even look at it, man. There ain't no need to look at something that already broke out. MNRNS. You see how a lot of these pharmaceuticals are setting up? You follow this one, Mel? MRNS. MRNS. I like that chart. Fat finger, MRNS. Marinas. Damn, $28. I like that chart, dude, because that target right there, I mean, that's a little bit higher, man. There's so many of these. MRNS. Nice. That's probably enough of those. ADAM, ADMA, I mean. Now this is a biologics, so a little bit different kind of pharma. Biologics. Yeah, some of them, man. I mean, just buy some of them, man. You just buy 100 shares for $200, and it can pop to 300, and you close it out. You know, like you could make up some different rules for some of these pennies. I mean, we've had some good luck trading some of these, man. You just got to be a little patient with them. SNDL. A lot of people are like, They don't do penny stocks. I know. You can't trade as good as I can. Let's see. What was that last one? ADMA. We got something here. Well, ADMA. Damn, 270% upside. Now, that usually means they're working on something, and if it works, this thing's going through the roof. If it doesn't work, it's going to get smashed. I mean, that's usually how that works. Yeah, I'm long CRM, but that's in my buy and hold, man. Buy and hold trading's easy. Like, you just buy it and hold it. Like, shit ain't hard. It's easy. Buy and hold, I've been buying Verizon. Coca-Cola is coming down now. We got Coke coming down. Look at this. You see it? Coke's coming down. So this is setting up in the buy and hold. Let's see. Mitch, MTCH. Looks like it's already run, man. I put the wrong one, but what was that? MTO. Yeah, man, that's what I figured. I think you're running into true value problems here. I think it's worth about $150, which is where you're at. So is Penn selling off now? Penn's? Is that what you said? You think Penn's is fixing to sell off? Man, that's been one of my best trades. I'm up like 300% in this. I've rode this all this way, just holding on, man, holding on. I think you could probably start buying Coke tomorrow. That 200 days should hold. It's a dog of the Dow, so that's usually a good one. SPC. No, what did he? Oh, SPG. Sorry. 100. Is that what you said? SPG. Yep, it's already popped though, man. Already popped. Let's see. Yeah, Coke is setting up right now. It's one of the dogs of the Dow. You know that. Carnival Cruise is setting up for a pop here. I'm sure Delta looks the same. They got basically the same chart. Cruise liners, airlines are all trading together. They're either about to break down or break up, whichever one or the other. He says one more. Yeah. AMC, you're bottom fishing, man. There's a lot of better stocks you could trade, and it could go up, but they're just trading some bullshit. But it's breaking out. $4 target. But it's some bullshit, man. Like you're trading, it's just junk. Like they're gonna go. Like you think Biden's fixing to open up movie theaters? I don't think so, man. How do you check true value of a stock again? I mean, you could learn to read books, or you could. I use something like Tip Ranks. We'll do it. Morningstar. There's services you can pay for. There's a bunch of services you can pay for. I like Tip Ranks. Yeah, we've been in this one. This one's just bragging. Somebody asked about it, though. This is out of the stratosphere here. These are rare stocks when you catch them. Yeah, I'd rather do Party City myself than AMC because I think Party City will stay open. I mean, I could be completely wrong on AMC. Just keep it small, man. This thing is just gone, you know. Yeah, don't sell out of these. Just let them run. Let them run, man. Let them run. Party City, like my man said, I mean, if I had to pick between the two, I'd rather be in Party City. Big Lots, I mean, it's, whoa. There's a lot of these stocks. Sometimes they win and they hit big. I don't know, man. So many good stocks to play, you know. I think that's about it, man. We got a couple here. SSRM. I'd check out Airbus. That AQST look real nice. My man Clarity dropped ADMA. That one looked interesting. I'm going to go check into that. I'm not excited about HYLN. It just, the fundamentals just don't look good to me. But it's there. Yep, Campbell's Soup setting up. ARCT, SPRT, if you got a little patience, this one of Kathy Wood's stocks, or what is it, SRPT, got smashed. It's worth more than this. Kathy Woods owned it, so I imagine people will start buying it again. We just got in it a little early, but it looks like it's put in a bottom. Things have started to turn up. It's not above the 5, so my position is really small. As this thing improves, I'll add to it, and I think this will be a good one. All the packaged goods stocks are selling off. Kraft, or what is it? KHC, Kraft. You know, it's setting up for a possible buy this week. Kraft, we got, you can see it too, right? Like there's the pattern. I mean, it playing into it. General Mills. What am I doing? General Mills is one. That's not General Mills. What's General Mills? Kellogg's is one. I mean, a lot of those are selling off, man. So, all right, Mel's dropping one more. Let's see what hers is. IFRX. Yeah, Intel's already run on it. You can't play Intel. IFRX. Where do you come up with this one, Mel? This is some shit you've been studying. IFRX. What do I think about Gush? We're a little late in the game on that, aren't we? I just took profits on my oil trade. I'm in the ERX, which is the same thing as Gush. This is a 2 times. I think Gush is 3 times. I took profits right there. We hit the RSI. So yeah, stay long. I think you're fine. I just took profits on it. So for all my crypto fans, been getting longer this. Grayscale has 2 crypto ETFs. If you don't want to do it inside a wallet, you could trade it inside of E-Trade, Charles Schwab. Bitcoin is the GBTC. Looks like it's down right now over the weekend, though. It's down another 5-6%. So, you know, that's putting in what could be a stage 3 box, but could just simply be another breakout. So these are easy ways to trade crypto if you're not, you know, really into crypto, but you want exposure. You could do the GBTC, and the ETHE is one that I got long. If you see what I'm looking at, I mean, I'm doing it just chart pattern. Obviously, I don't have any way of valuing these. There's the box. There's the target. So these are highly speculative, of course. What is ETH? As a ETH is Ethan Allen. And I realize in the crypto world they call it that, but the ticker, the crypto ticker or ETF is ETHE. You know, so there's only 2 of them right now that I know of that trade. You know, they're like the GLD or the TLT. They hold. Leaps are fine. I mean, I don't know why you're complicating your life. You know, I mean, if you're just really good stock trader and you're killing it and you're just bored, go learn how to do leaps. But getting down on leaps when you're not good at technical analysis or chart reading or anything, to me, is crazy. I mean, yeah, Trial, MR, let's see, VX, TX. So I bought HYLN for 52, and it changed last year to about 16. HYLN. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, sir. You were a dumbass, okay? And let me explain why before you hang up so I can help you. You bought at the absolute fucking high. And if you would have read my book, Look at all the money I would have saved you. So my little $49 course that you could buy today that I'm fixing to take down would have saved you a lot of money, because in that course, and everybody knows it, I would have been like, the dumbasses are buying when you see green. You were buying when you saw green. The only reason people buy there is it's in the news because it ran up. And so if you follow and buy all these stocks that run up, every once in a while you catch a Tesla that just keeps going up. Like Tesla defies the law of logic. Like it's one of those things, and you're going to have those things. When I was first trading, BlackBerry was one of those stocks. BlackBerry defied all laws of logic because they were going to be the be all and end all of cell phones. They were the hottest cell phone at the time. And then this little unknown guy named Steve Jobs came out with the phone, and their business went to literal shit, right? Overnight. It went from being the hottest stock in the world to literally overnight. And a little bit before me, it was Intel. Intel was going to revolutionize thing, right? And so Intel had this 6-7 year run where it went up like 5,000%. It just went higher and they stock split. It went higher and they stock split. It went higher and it stock split. And this went on for like a decade. And then a bunch of other people came out with chips. So, same thing will happen to Tesla. You're going to have all these car companies that take all of Tesla's technology and they do it better. Like the Chinese are just going to steal the shit, and they're going to make it in China, and they're going to make the car better and cheaper. And that's just how business works. And there's always a company on top, and then new technology takes them out, and newer, smarter, hungrier people. And that's what happens. They run up and they come down. Yeah, so not to pick on you, my friend, but there are things you could have done here. Learning about these moving averages and this green line and these stages that I'm talking doesn't mean you have to get out of the stock, but it could give you a better plan on how to manage the stock, okay? Have some things in place. Never buy after a gigantic run and it's going sideways. Like the other day, literally my DMs are, hey, Gerald, what do you think about Jax? This was the number one asked stock that I got in my DMs. And the day I was being asked was like right here. And I would reply, you may have gotten some of those replies. If you're a complete dumbass, I guess that'd be a good buy for you. That's how I respond. Why? Because I want them to real quick realize what you're doing is stupid. Like, don't do that. And I can think of no other way than just to be blunt and shorten the DM conversation. So then the next time they do it, they'll go, you remember that guy that called me a dumb? I think he's right. Like, I think I should stop doing this. You don't want to do that. You want to have bought here. I'm telling you, if you put in work, you can buy these here. We just dropped a whole bunch of them. My friend just dropped AQT or AQST. Watch, man. That's when these shit take off. And then once they've run way up and you're seeing it on FinViz and all of that, then that's when people are asking me about buying it. I get asked now all the time about bingo, man. We bought it at 50 cents. It's $8. You want to buy it when nobody knows about it and it's low and it's cheap. You do a little research and then you get that first pop and now you buy it and you're done. You don't come along and buy it up in here. Like that's just, it may have worked for a minute. Like maybe you bought it at 5 and now it's 8, but you just got lucky. That's all that is. That's a terrible trading strategy. Terrible. So if you're waiting around and looking at stocks that are moving up and then you're buying them, you don't know how to, that's terrible. It might work in a market like right now where the market's easy, but you go forward with that strategy. When the market changes, you will lose all your money. I promise you. The market is just not that easy, man. A lot of these people buying NIO, you're just buying it because it's going up right now, man. I guarantee you had a ton of people buying in here. And when that shit comes back to 21, they're going to be like, what happened? These things cycle, man. Everything is not Tesla, okay? They go in stages. They don't just keep going up forever and ever and ever. I wish they did. If they did, I'd be a billionaire. Like I would really just be a billionaire. They just don't do that. If you get one that does, let it do it. Like I caught that in, Square did it for a while. It was really Pens. Pens just kept going, dude. Just let them go, man. Let's see. No, I got hard copies done. I got hard copies, man. Of course I got hard copies. All right, man. I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah. If you subscribe to my newsletter, before I do the next boot camp, I'll send out an email. And then, and those are when I say it's in real time, the training's not in real time. The training's recorded and emailed in text to you, the videos. What's in real time is we're going to try to trade some stocks together around the lesson. And then we're also interpreting what we're seeing in the market in real time. Okay. So that's what I mean by real time. The lessons themselves are recorded and I email it to everyone. I text it. And then during the boot camp, I put a lot more content on my stock trading account. And so if you were in the last boot camp, your link doesn't work anymore. I took it down. So those videos are gone. But I put out a thing on my story. If you wanted to buy those videos from the last boot camp, they're available for 60 days. Just go to my bio link, PayPal me $49, and I'll send you the link. It'll be up for 60 days, and then it'll come down. If you're going to join my next boot camp, you probably don't need to do that unless you just want to look at the videos will be different. Because I like explaining it different each time because I get better at it. And sometimes I miss things in the video. I'm not scripting them all out. I'm just trying to explain each subject. And sometimes if you listen to it different, you'll catch something different. So I don't know when it's going to start. In a couple weeks. I don't have a date yet. But if you bought it yesterday, then that's the last boot camp. So you'll get the videos from that one. You can just take your time and go through it. It'll be up for 60 days, and then that link will go dead. That's it, man. That's all I got. You guys have a good weekend.